So what's going on, YouTube family? I am back with another video, and as you can see in the title, this is a video that again poses a question about how great Scottie Pippen, the player, was, and how important and how much he meant to the Chicago Bulls team in the '90s. Um, I often feel like he gets overshadowed, not talked about as much as he deserves to be, and so this all actually particularly stemmed from, the fact that they have that Michael Jordan Last Dance documentary that recently came out. And so I was preoccupied on Sunday when it originally aired, so I didn't get a chance to watch it, and I forgot to actually, record it so that I could watch it later. So I went on the internet and tried to find it, and I'm not really sure if what I found, what I'm about to show you clips from, is part of that what we're talking about, but I ran across this. It was actually posted on YouTube on the 17th. It didn't air until the 19th, so I don't know if this is part of it either or whatnot, but that's beside the point. When I found this particular clip I'm about to show you guys, and I'm not going to show everything. I think it might be copyright material. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna be careful about that. But but I in just like the first 9 minutes of this 52-minute video, it more than proved that what I've been saying all this time has had validity to it. Like, Scottie Pippen deserves way more credit for what parts he played in on the team. And I'm gonna just go ahead and play the first little clip. I think it's talking about, like, I'm not going to play the whole video because, of course, I'm not going to react to a 52-minute video. But first off,
the word dynasty should probably only be used when talking about centuries-long Chinese empires.
right.
But as the Chicago Bulls began the 1997-98 season, dynasty was the only word that came to mind.
Yeah.
With five.
So they've already within the first 20 seconds of this clip have already set the precedence that this team was, like, amazing. This team was outrageous. Like, they were they were worthy of being called a dynasty, which I don't know, like, they act like that word had never been used to describe a team before. But either way, they set a pretty big precedent, making it sound like, this team was unbelievable, which they were. That's undeniable. I think the season before, or like, I think it was their fourth ring that they got, was the 72-10 season, which is which is only been beaten by the Golden State Warriors when they went 73-9, but got beat in the finals by the Cavs. Not going to go into that. That's a completely different video, and at this age, it's kind of pointless to make a video about that. But either way, so yeah, go for it.
NBA championships in the 90s, the Bulls posed the question, why shouldn't this amazing club win another before the new millennium?
Right.
Why shouldn't the incomparable Michael Jordan lead his team to an epic height, to a place where only emperors go?
But why is it only Michael Jordan? Yes, he has been named the GOAT, which, again, I still hate that conversation. Truly and 100%, I hate that conversation because there's no way that you can truly know who the GOAT is. Because right now, the only thing you can do is compare stats between someone like LeBron, Jordan, Magic, Oscar Robertson, and all that other kind of stuff. And if you really look at stats like that, then why isn't Oscar Robertson, who was averaging triple doubles, in the conversation? Uh, why is it the most prolific passer in history, Magic Johnson, in the conversation. And then the point I'm always trying to make is that why isn't Pippen, who also contributed to those same 6 undefeated seasons, but the fact that Pippen, even when Jordan was retiring during the first retirement, Pippen still made it to the playoffs without Jordan. All that other kind of stuff. But anyway, man, back to the video.
It was a last dance, said Coach Jackson, a farewell tour for the Dynasty. There was never an empty seat to see the Bulls. Everywhere this group went, the lights came on and the people came out.
Yeah, because they were amazing.
But through it all, they never flinched. They grew tired at times, and sometimes they looked almost mortal.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit.
Season, the Chicago Bulls had secured their place as one of sports' greatest dynasties.
Right.
But after 5 titles in 7 years, the Bulls now had an air of finality amid rumors of their impending breakup. But the distraction of their uncertain future would prove far less of a challenge than an early injury to Scottie Pippen.
We were dealt with it.
So Scottie Pippen was injured at the beginning of the year they had their 6th championship. And one thing that I noticed in this is that he was injured for a whole 35 games. They'll actually mention that later.
The implications of not having him and needing him was quite obvious.
Yeah.
And so it was a bitter pill to swallow.
And as they opened the season in Boston, the Bulls would immediately discover just how difficult a test lay ahead of them.
To McCarty, to Walker. And a soccer
How difficult a task laid ahead of them.
Have beaten the Chicago Bulls.
Through the first 15 games, the Bulls had not only lost their invincible aura, they struggled just to keep their record above 500.
That's the most uncertain I've seen.
So 15 games in, they were struggling to stay above 500. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit.
He just stepped to a higher level and somewhat put on that cape and, said, okay, I have to do whatever.
So Jordan was doing some pretty good things. I mean, he was holding it down, kept them to win some games.
Michael Jordan has beaten the Hawks again.
And Michael would continue to command center stage at the All-Star Game in New York City, where he put on a dazzling show.
I'm only going to allow him to have his trophy if he promises.
And he didn't.
And Jordan would get a lift from a healthy Scottie Pippen, whose time off had not been wasted.
After missing 35 games, it gave me a great opportunity.
Missed 35 games, right? Missed 35 games. Remember that. And also, previously, struggling to stay above 500. So if we apply that, then they were winning then 35, half of 35 is like 17.5. So let's just say they won 17 and lost 18. Or rather, won 18 and lost 17.
Opportunity to really evaluate and see the value in what I could bring back to the team.
What Scottie brought was his vast array of skills, and his comeback instantly galvanized the Bulls.
Scottie's return really picked up our spirits, and I think that's one of the reasons we started to play a lot better.
Pass for Weber, stolen by Pippen. Scottie Pippen in the passing lane again.
You're talking about a guy who's been on the all-defensive team for a number of years and is very proud of the fact that he can shut a guy down.
Scottie won't need anybody else.
If you have one of your stars that has feelings like that, it'll just trickle down to the rest of the guys.
Scottie Pippen was a defensive monster. He actually led the league in steals several times, I think. Like around 3 steals a game, something like that. At the time, that was pretty impressive. I don't know what it's like now, but... But we're going to keep on.
Everybody else in the league, I mean, basically said it, you guys better get your leads now and get ahead of us now, because when Scottie gets back, we could run the table.
And the Bulls would do just that.
Give and go, Randy Round to Longley from Kukoc. That is a textbook play by the Bulls. Best win in basketball.
We made teams pay.
George Kukoc up for 2 and a foul.
Shot Brown. Oh yeah, to Simpkins. Yeah. The putback is good from Worthington. Whoa, my goodness.
Kukoc catches, fires.
Oh, Jackson can't believe that.
Pippen.
Steamrolled to a record of 62-20. And as they look toward the playoffs.
Okay, so if we heard that correctly, he just said that they ended with a record that season of 62-20. So let's just rewind a little bit. If Pippen missed 35 games and they were struggling to stay above 500, so at the worst they could have been was 18-17. That's the worst they could have been. If we take that particular record, 18-17, and they ended up with a record that season of 62-20, that means once Pippen came back, they only lost 3 more games. Think about this. 35 game hiatus, 18-17 at worst. With that record, they only lost 3 more games that whole entire season. Out of the 47 that were left, so they went on a 44-3 winning streak, a 44-3 record when Pippen came back. Mind blown. 44-3 record with Pippen. 44-3 with 18-17 without. Pippen deserves so much more credit. It's not fair. And Pippen's not in the GOAT conversation. That really should never exist anyway, but he's not at least. Yes, we give him top 50, but can we give him top 3, top 2? Like, I don't see how this is fair. Pippen was on that same team but gets nowhere near the credit that Mike does. Now, I'm not saying, and by any means, I don't want anybody to see this video and think that I'm trying to take away from Jordan or any of his accomplishments by any means necessary. Please, nobody get on here and think that I'm trying to take away from Jordan, because he had an immaculate career. He did amazing things and all that kind of stuff. I am not trying to take away from Jordan at all. And I'm done in regards to what I came on here to actually do. In regards to the video, I don't need that no more. I got what I needed from that video. Again, not trying to take away from Jordan, because he held the team down while Pippen was gone. But for them to actually sit here and tell you Pippen missed 35 games, the first 35 games of the season, that means there were 47 left. With him not there for the first 35 games of the season, they went at worst 18 of 17. When he came back, they went 44-3. I can't like emphasize that enough. 18 and 17 worse without him. I mean, it could have been some variation in that. They didn't actually say how many specific games. They only said through the first 15 that they were struggling to stay above 500. So they didn't go into what about the other 20 games. But let's just say, let's just even give them that they were, 20 and 15. Let's just say that they were 20 and 15. That would still say that they only lost 5 games. They would still have only lost 5 more games and have won 42 out of the 47 remaining games. I'm not even going to say no more. Y'all please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think. I'm not sure if that was part of the actual special that came on Sunday. I'm gonna still look around and see if I can find it, because I really want to see the actual show itself, the first 2 episodes, because I do want to watch that. And I learned from my mistake. I have episodes 3 and 4 that are going to premiere this coming Sunday, ready and set to go. So we are going to see. But I just feel like, again, Scottie Pippen, you may never even watch this, man, but I have been your number 1 fan since you entered the league. I have had all your cards. Like, growing up, like, my oldest brother got the Michael Jordan cards. My other brother got the Dominique Wilkins cards because he was a super Dominique Wilkins fan, and I always got your card. I was your biggest fan, brother. If you ever watch this video, I hope that you get that you understand that I really feel like you deserve a whole lot more credit than you ever got, brother. And you might actually even get that with, now that this documentary is out, because I've heard some things. But just know that your number 1 fan understands, brother. I understand. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.